Alright guys, let's get into this week's lesson on the digestive system. This is the system that provides all the fluids and nutrients our body needs in order to operate. The digestive system, also known as the alimentary system or the gastrointestinal system, can be divided into two parts, the upper GI system and the lower GI system. The upper GI includes the mouth, esophagus, and stomach, while the lower GI comprises the small and large intestines. Additionally, there are a few accessory organs involved in these systems. Before we start, let's define digestion. Oxford Languages defines digestion as the process of breaking down food by mechanical and enzymatic actions in the alimentary canal into substances that can be used by the body. That was a mouthful. In short, it involves breaking down food using mechanical and chemical means to get the nutrients that we need. Every organ in the GI system plays a role in digestion somehow. So as we discuss them, try and understand and think about how they contribute to that process. Starting at the mouth, the food we eat undergoes both mechanical and chemical breakdown. Our salivary glands secrete amylase, or spit, which begins to soften and break down carbohydrates. We have three salivary glands, the parotid, submandibular, and sublingual glands, that together secrete over 1 liter of saliva per day. Our tongue, which is a large muscle that's attached to our jaw, mixes the amylase with our food in order to aid that breakdown. In addition to the chemical digestion, we have 28 to 32 teeth that allow us to grind and cut up our food, providing that mechanical piece of digestion as well. Your teeth consist of 3 layers. The crown, which is that upper white part that we see, made of an outer layer of enamel and then an inner bony layer called dentin. Below the dentin, we have a pulp cavity which is filled with tissue, nerves, and blood vessels. The neck of the tooth is the portion within the gum line, covered in cementum, a substance that helps hold the tooth in place. Lastly, the root is inside the jawbone itself and is covered by periodontal membranes and periodontal ligaments, which prevent the teeth from falling out. Alright, so moving back from the mouth, we encounter the uvula, which is this piece of tissue that sits back in our pharynx and prevents food from being sucked up into our nasopharynx. That'd just be uncomfortable. As we swallow, food is pushed to the posterior part of our throat to try and stay away from the passage to our larynx and our trachea, so it can enter the esophagus. The esophagus is a soft collapsible tube composed of 4 layers. These same 4 layers extend into the stomach as the small intestine as well as the large intestine, so we'll talk about them all here. The esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine are often referred collectively as the digestive tract, the GI tract, or the alimentary tract. The inner layer, called the mucosa, secretes mucus and other substances, with its main function being nutrient absorption and the secretion of protective substances. Remember this when we discuss the stomach. The submucosa is a layer of connective tissue filled with blood and lymph vessels, nerves, glands, and anything else that the GI system uses. The muscularis is the next layer, and it's this layer of smooth muscles that contract and crush the food and then push it forward. So it's kind of like squeezing toothpaste out of a tube. This process of squeezing and pushing the food forward is called peristalsis. Lastly, the outer layer is called the serosa, and it connects the organs to the abdominal wall. Similar to the lungs and the heart, the organs in the abdomen have 2 layers, a visceral and a parietal layer, and they're called the peritoneum. So we have a visceral peritoneum and a parietal peritoneum. Returning to the esophagus, it's a long muscular tube that pushes food from the pharynx to the stomach, and at its end, it has 2 sphincters, an upper and a lower esophageal sphincter. These prevent stomach contents from flowing back up and damaging the esophagus. You've probably experienced this before if you've ever had like acid reflux or heartburn. So to finish up this video, let's stop at the stomach. The stomach is this large pouch-like organ situated just below your xiphoid process. It's divided into 3 sections, the fundus, the body of the stomach, and the pylorus at the bottom. The stomach's mucosa is unique in that it contains folds called rugae, and these folds allow space so when the stomach contracts and stretches, depending on how much food is inside. Small glands inside the mucosa secrete hydrochloric acid, which has a pH of like 1.1 to 3, and this breaks down and dissolves the food. The mucosa also secretes a thick mucus layer that protects the stomach, prevents the stomach acid from burning and causing damage, such as an ulcer. So in summary, we ingest food, the stomach secretes that stomach acid, And the muscularis layers kind of mix and churn to make sure all that partially digested food gets mixed in with the stomach acid. This liquid that's left over is called chyme. Once the chyme is finished, it passes it down to the pylorus area of the stomach, through a pyloric sphincter, and then into the small intestine.